But he goes, the goblin did it, not me. And he's screaming, the goblin did it, not me. And you have to attack with the goblin token with Goblin Rabble Master, and that's how people... I thought it was funny. I don't know. Maybe somebody can dig it up. Shock out the 2-pack. Almighty Nat with Twitch Prime. Dora 3 months. Abzan Triumph off of a Marsh Flats. If that was for a deck tech, Shaka, you can post a link in the chat. Yeah, it's I mean, explaining memes without even the picture, and it's never gonna be funny. It's doomed from the start. Dude, we're just playing as Abzan. This is awesome. Okay, Giver, Ragavan, Spyro, Grief, Fury, Solitude. So Mardu Scam. As time has gone on, and time does tend to go on, doesn't it? I've just kind of grown to like dislike village rights in Modern. It's probably fine here, but I've definitely kind of grown to dislike this card some. I feel like 12 of these flicker effects is probably too many. I'd be more interested in like 10 total, 4 rebirth, 2 ephemerate, like maybe like or 10 or 11. 12 plus the village rights seems like a teensy tiny bit excessive, if you're asking me, which you are. I also kind of like Fatal Push a lot at the moment. It's a lot better with all these ledger shredders in the format. Prismatic, Fatal Push is better against 4-color Omnath than Prismatic Ending is. It's also like, I think it's about as good as Hammer, where like instant speed removal is really relevant against Hammer that, isn't damage based, but also excellent like Sigarda's Aid and Hammer is really nice with Ending. I think I guess Ending also hits Sanctifier, but like you don't lose a lot of equity against Hammer Time. I think you gain equity in most other matchups. So I would maybe just be on like 4 push or like 3 push 1 Ending, something like that. Dude, my opponents keep playing around Fulminator Mage today. It's gonna main phase the Coco though. Yeah, so maybe even like going down one of the flicker effects and playing like the 5th 1-minute removal spell, like 3 push 2 Prismatic Ending sounds pretty good to me at the moment. Although again, like the issue with like playing 4 Fury for Solitude, maybe you don't actually need this many removal spells at all. Maybe you should just play Thoughtseize in that spot, actually. Yeah, you could do that. You could play like Thoughtseize, and you can play like 2 Ending as your cheap removal spells. No Lightning Bolt, no Village Rights. And then you have more interaction for the linear matchups, which you're probably sorely needing because you have all these Fury Solitudes. Dude, Lingering Souls. Actual factual Lingering Souls. What is the world coming to? I guess I'll play my land first in case I hit another spy. Oh no, sorry, I would have wanted to discard the land. Hold the Spyro. But Grist is definitely a nice pickup. I'll just go ahead and cash in, sack Elemental Token, kill Tarmogoyf, and then I'll let them either trade with the Ragavan or chump block the Ragavan or just take the hit and kill Grist. You found it? Okay, thank you, Heion. I'll keep doing the deck tech in a second. Let's see if I have more thoughts. Like 60 likes. When you cast Rebel Master in EDH and you don't want to make any enemies. The Goblin did it. I had nothing to do with it. This is... See? I was so proud of this one. I really thought that this was a banger. And... Alright. I mean, if you make yourself laugh, that's all that matters for Twitter posts, right? I'll retweet it. Be better the second time around. Yeah, the Giver of Runes are also weird to me too, where like you don't really need to protect Grief Solitude. Protecting Ragavan is fine. I would maybe play Esper Sentinel over Giver. I've always had an issue with Esper Sentinel and discard spells, but Sentinel will probably be better here. Yeah, I don't really like all these main deck Givers. Mana base seems fine. You might have a hard time kicking these Turoks, but dude, they forgot to attack my Grist. It's pretty good for me. I think I like the look of the sideboard too. I might be interested in like third core Firewalker over. Oh no, Sanctifier and Vec is kind of awkward with your Grief. Malak Rebirth, right? Not sure that you necessarily want to play that. Maybe that's fine. Okay. Kind of like a lot of loose thoughts. I think this list is probably not as good as like the red-black established list. You get to play better quality of 3-drops. Oh, although that could be, you could play Fable of the Mirror Breaker here. Fable, like, looting is really relevant for you, and copying your Incarnations is really nice too. That could be, that could also be what you play instead of Thoughtseize or the Givers. Maybe that's what be my recommendation to you is Fable. That could really tie the room together. Maybe I'm supposed to Endurance the souls quicker though. Could be better to hold the Endurance and get them. But I have the Seasoned Pyromancer in the yard, so kind of interested in just using my mana. Alright, we'll Alpha Strike eventually. We'll Alpha Strike eventually. It's Ghost like your own post spike, then call me Aspiring Ghost then. Listen, real, recognize real, and alright, Prismatic Ending on the Grist. Strike me down. Opponent, I will rise more powerful than you could possibly imagine. This is a chump block on Endurance. It's kind of ambitious. What is this? That's today, isn't it? We're taking down a Rowanist Phantom Draft League that was using Double Masters instead of Double Masters 2022. Entries paid will be refunded. We are still working on the issues with the other 2 leagues as well. Thank you for your patience. They queued it up with Double Masters 1. That's hilarious. I'll tell you this. If I was working at Wizards, that is absolutely the kind of mistake I would make. That is like that would happen if I was on like the Magic Online support team. If I was on the Magic Online support team and somebody uploaded Double Masters 1 instead of Double Masters 2, like I feel like the entire office would immediately know it was me. Alright, so I'll sideboard how I usually do in these like Murktide / black base mid-range decks. Cut the Fulminators for 2 Veil, 2 Endurance. Oh man. Yeah, small indie company. It's funny though, huh? So nice feeling draw exactly what you asked for. Yeah, I've been doing that a lot today, despite not getting the trophy last. Oh, did I pay out the prediction? Maybe a mod did. Okay, mod did. We could do. It's kind of late, but we'll do an outcome of the league prediction here. And keep this one. It's kind of awkward to have Forest, Kroxa, but also hard to mulligan in this matchup. Justin with the 4 months, thank you. And they had their powerful Shambling Vent on turn 1, so I will be able to Veil on turn 2. I think I'll Veil instead of Ragavan. They will cast a discard spell. Or maybe I'll get to Veil some Ragavan from a like Fatal Push. Thank you, Justin. Is it a 1/2 Tarmogoyf? A rare sight, to be sure. I'm drafting it right now. Can we still join? I think they said they took it down. Yeah, it looks like it's not. They took it down. If they were ever even up to begin with. Dude, we get to attack with the Ragavan with impunity here. It's kind of crazy on turn 3 in this matchup. Although, very yeah, this is the least suspicious Veil of Summer I've ever held up. The least suspicious Veil. When I cast a dash, to insuspiciously hold up Veil. I also have a lot of other things to do with my mana. Trade. 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 Yes! Yes! Dude, trading Ragavan for Tarmogoyf is... I don't know, it feels really good. What does Veil do? It's like, it's 1 mana, fuck you, opponent. Fuck you. That may be the flavor text on the card. But it beyond saying fuck you to your opponent, says draw a card if opponent has cast a blue or black spell this turn, and then spells you control can't be countered this turn, and you and permanents you control gain hexproof from blue and black until end of turn. And fuck you, opponent. I thought, oh, that's also Urza's Companion, right? I was mixing up my flavor text. So it doesn't change your attack. You still attack anyways. If they have Fatal Push, I guess they didn't have Fatal Push up at the time. I don't know. I kind of like not having to sink the mana on the Ragavan. That would be more of the reason, I guess. Dude, I'm the land destruction deck. I'm the land destruction deck. This will not stand. They probably don't block an elemental token, right? I would be afraid of Wrenn and Six. I'm probably overthinking it. Maniac with the 4 months. Appreciate you. Yeah. Why is it another... I've played Klothys in these kind of decks in the past, and she's just not that good anymore. Feels really bad to disturb 2 Cocos, but I also have like Kroxa as another 4-drop, so I think I just need to use my mana and keep getting ahead on board and not get trackered out of the game. Like I did have the Wrenn and Six opponent. I'm like closer to playing like 1 Eternal Witness than a Klothys, to be honest. Thank you, Pipan. Love you too. Maniac again with the 4. I think I may have missed a sub or a deck or something. Too much brain sandpaper. Oh, it was a tap land? So I could ping a tracker here with a Wrenn and Six. I think I'll tech with 1 elemental and try to do that. Opponent's deck is missing Wrenn and Six. It's just good deck building, Atashi. What do you need Wrenn and Six with? You'll just like draw the lands of tracker. Yeah, Coco and Ewit is definitely a drug. I'll keep another Spyro in my hand. You can never have enough Spyros in this matchup. Ooh, look, we drew 2 elemental tokens. We just drew 2 elemental tokens. That was weird. You ever just draw elemental tokens before? Oh, okay, I told this story recently to one of my friends, but I went to an FNM one time, and there was a kid who was playing FNM who had like a 1/1 soldier token sleeved up in a sleeve and just played it for 0 mana. They also had a Liliana of the Dark Realms emblem sleeved up that they tried to put into play, which was kind of funny that like those 2 cards are very different power level, like 1/1 token for 0 and then all your swamps tap for 4. Obviously you're just a kid, like didn't like know how the game worked, right? But it was very, very funny. Okay, so dash Ragavan, my opponent takes 7. Just, you know, get our elemental tokens. what I do, I very calmly explained how the rules worked, and then, of course, when the kid relaxed a little bit and we had a laugh about it, I reported him to the store owner and got him banned for life for cheating. And there's a picture of that kid on the wall saying, "Do not let play FNM anymore, dirty cheater." And then I posted the story to Reddit, and I'm bragging about how I brought justice to my FNM. And I got 1,000 upvotes for my my heroic actions. Did the soldier have synergies? It was standard, so there was no min-might. I'm literally clapping. And that kid, Elon Musk. Is Wrenn and Six best overall card modern? You could make a good case for being top 5. It's kind of hard to like definitively say one card's the best. But Wrenn and Six would not be a bad pick if it was your pick. That kid fell up. That was maybe a better into the story. Yeah, Meathook Massacre would be pretty dang good here, huh? Or this actual Massacre word. They got 6 mana. Oh yeah. We do have to dodge Siege Rhino here. We have to dodge Siege Rhino too. What's that one card? It's like, creatures you get +1/+1. Opponent's creatures you get -1/-1. Zealous Persecution. That card was like a legit modern card back when Old School Affinity and Infect were around. You'd actually see it pop up a lot. 1/1 Spirit Token, gain 4 life. So they block 4 creatures, take 5, and they die to the ping. Unless they have push. Was Golgari Charm good then? I don't think Golgari Charm's ever seen like a lot of play. But maybe Golgari Charm would have been better than Zealous Persecution. -1, kill target player. What, dude, Liliana looking not too good against the quad Seasoned Pyromancers, huh? Defeated the Abzan mid-range menace. Putting back basic forest, clicking done. Sorry, dog stuff. Yeah, poor Co-Diamonds. Although it is weird that we played against an Abzan deck and that didn't summon Co-Diamonds to come comment about, Abzan Life or something. Or, didn't show up at all. I'm 12-1 with Ground Rift. I can now draw into top 8 of GP. That's awesome. Yeah, I've heard a lot of other people who are picking up the Ground Rift deck have been doing well with it. A friend of mine is trying to play it in one of the paper qualifiers this weekend too. We had a pretty good stream with it on Monday. Tank, Suspend Search. I wonder if they had both. Yeah, it seems like maybe they had both Search for Tomorrow and Bolt, and they weren't sure which one they wanted to play. Oh, you are here, Diamonds. I'm highly disappointed. Sorry, we had to keep the Abs index in check, huh? Had to keep them in check. You know how it is. One League of Boros to close out the stream. We'll see. I do kind of want to do a longer stream today. I ate breakfast. I'm feeling good. It just kind of depends on doggy obligations. But One League of Boros does sound pretty good, and I can save the other decks I have prepped for Friday. So I can get rid of the land in the yard for Wrenn and Six, but I think I'll leave it for the Tarmogoyf in my hand. But now we're just gonna main face Coco. Dude, there's been so much Valakut lately. Let's hit 2 Fulminator Mages and show them how it's done. Okay, we'll take one. We will humbly accept a single Fulminator Mage when we have Unearth in our hand. Is evasive action better or worse than Mana Leak? Evasive action. Domain. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 1 for each basic land type you control. Evasive action is better than Mana Leak when you have 4 or 5 basic land types. And it's even to Mana Leak when you have 3 basic land types, and then it's worse when you have less. That'll be $5 a month for the rest of your life. When will chat learn that no card is better than any other card? All cards are simply just different. Dude, these Maniac Fulminators always feel so fun. Throwing some shade towards CFB Premium. I'm not throwing shade towards CFB Premium. I'm throwing shade towards, I guess, Twitch subscriptions, or I don't know, just general joke about subscription-based content. But yeah, I do still believe that CFB Premium, if you're just trying to get like good value for your money for content, is easily the best. I'll have to answer a call. Okay, thank you for that chat. We're trying to cryogenically freeze the dogs until our friends get back from Mexico, and it's just starting to look like a real hassle. It's starting to look like that's not what we should do. We're bringing the Maguses over the Endurances, and then I think I've been going like down 1 Wrenn, 1 Grist, and kind of regretting cutting the Grist because of Wrenn and Six. We got Obstinate Baloth the last time we hit up Kroxa. I need to keep the Kroxas in. I think I'll still cut 1 Goyf, 1 Grist. Trade this still. I think 3rd Grin gets better on the play too. Yeah, the dogs or dog sitting is just not getting along with Athena. It's like it's a really weird dynamic where Athena, she's always at a 10 with other dogs. All she wants to do is play, and she never knows how to like relax or back down. And one of the dogs is a lot smaller than the other two, and has been honestly very patient, trying to get Athena to give her some space, which Athena won't do. And now the other dog is real mad and snapping and biting and growling and really trying to get Athena to chill out. Athena still doesn't chill out, and now then the other dog's, older brother or whatever, who's bigger than Athena, is like getting very defensive of the little dog. And Athena's not, she doesn't have an aggressive bone in her body, but she doesn't know how to back off. And even when other dogs are like, being mean to her, she still just tries to play. She just has no chill. She's kind of like, this is shout out to all the moms and grandmas out there, but you ever have like your mom or your grandma, she's on the phone with you, and you say, okay, I need to leave, I got stuff to do, and then they just talk more, they talk faster. That's exactly how Athena is with with other dogs. Yeah, she just can't read the room. She's been like that since we got her. When she was like 6 or 7 months old, and she's definitely gotten better. But she still could be improved. Okay, so they can't Titan next turn. It may be good to either play Grist or play Ragavan Thoughtseize this turn. Yeah, I kind of think I'm supposed to go Ragavan Thoughtseize. Have we thought about getting a second dog? We really want to get a second dog. It hasn't been like, okay, so they can wish for a lightning bolt for Ragavan. I probably just have to take the Titan, although Fulminator Mage maybe keeps them off the Titan for a while. I'll take it. Yeah, we want to get a second dog. It's in the plans. We also like, you know, like, I think if it was just, if we were watching just one more dog, the dynamic would be way better, but with the full 3 dogs, it's really tough. But we would like to get another dog, but finding one with like a compatible temperament for Athena would be a challenge, but we also like have only kind of recently been in the market for one too. Ragavan hit first. I think I'm just going to cast the Ragavan, especially with the bolt up, but maybe it wouldn't fall too for dashing here. And then I don't know if I'm supposed to target Valakut or if I'm supposed to target Stomping Ground. I think I'm probably not going to be able to keep them off of green mana. So I think I'll just target Valakut. Athena's like 3 or 4 years old now. And she's like good when, you know, you just have like a puppy play date, right? And like one dog's over for a little bit. And she was fine at first, but like she just never ever calms down. She's just at a 10 the whole time. And then all the other dogs just like always get worn out, and and like, yeah, just no chill at all. Hopefully this isn't wish for Wrenn and Six. That'd be pretty bad. Titan Shift seems great against 4 color. Yeah, I agree. Great against 4 color. I think it's probably close-ish against Shadow, but definitely bad against Murktide. And then I agree, like, I'm not sure if Chalice is the card they need to play to beat these matchups, or if it's Veil of Summer. But one of these. Like, all good thing about Chalice is it turns off your like 1-mana removal spells. Okay, Soccer, Tribe Elder. 1 card in their hand. No, is it Dwarven Mine actually? It is Dwarven Mine, right? Let's hit some more Fulminator Mages and draw an Earth Return. Okay, or just draw a Fulminator Mage return. That's fine. Finks, 12 months, appreciate ya. Actually tried Doggy CBD. We have that for like fireworks and stuff. I didn't like, you know, we're also gonna like have to watch them for it was gonna be like 11 days. And so like if the dynamic didn't get any better, it was gonna be. Wait, is their hand really Land Titan? Fuck, no! Oh, man. Well, probably going to game 3. Yeah, but if the dynamic didn't get any better over the next couple days, it would have been obviously really bad, so it's just good to switch them up now. So they get Valakut Mountain. So if we draw a 1 or 2 mana creature, which we don't have that many 2 mana creatures, we could go Grist minus Kill Titan, and then try to Fulminator Mage them off the Valakuts, have them brick for a turn or 2. If we don't draw a cheap creature, okay, we did. This is a creature that we can use to sack to the Grist. We lose our Grist sadly to the Dwarf token, but we still have Coco in our hand. I'm gonna upkeep Coco because if I hit Spyro, it's better if we hit Spyro. Yeah, I agree that they probably should hit double Valakut. They did draw a land for turn. Also, if we hit a Fulminator Mage here, then they only have 1 Valakut left. We'll take double Spyro, I guess. Unfortunately, I have to discard an Unearth, which is, you know, a Fulminator Mage. Could have an okay turn next turn. They do have a Lightning Bolt here with the Bloodstained Mire. They've got, you know, some crazy top decks. Doc with the 12 months. Thank you. Okay, 2 Lightning Bolts now. Okay, but there's my Fulminator Mage. So let's go attack first, then kill Valakut, then play Grist. Dude, beating the Titan always feels so good if we can do that. I love how good this deck is at grinding too. It's always like, I feel like, you know, when you play 4 Spyro, 4 Grist, 4 Coco, your quality of top decks is just kind of crazy. Why upkeep instead of earn a turn? Just like I said when I said that I was going to upkeep it, and just like what happened, if you hit Seasoned Pyromancer, you get to you don't have to lose the card that you draw for turn. Like if I take my draw step, and if I take my draw step, almost anything I draw, I'm still main phasing Coco here, so I can activate Grist if I hit Grist. And if I draw anything that I'm going to be main phasing the Coco anyway, so just upkeeping it so I don't have to ever discard that card, I think is correct. They couldn't grab 2 Valakuts off Titan. Oh, the last Valakut's in the graveyard or the sideboard for Wish. If that's the case, then yeah, if that's the case, if their last Valakut really is in the sideboard, then we're actually in, I think, very, very good shape. Is it better to wait till they correct the fetches, or does it not matter? I think it's better to do this now, because they would be able to kill my Grist with the Valakut triggers if I don't main phase it, and Grist is going to kill them in 3 turns with the ultimate. Oh, it's going to kill them next turn because we milled over a Grist! No! No way! Oh, it's just lethal. I think they wished for a fetch land earlier. Or Soccer Tribe Elder. Dude, that was so lucky. Yeah, always lucky, huh? Ooh, playing against Yorion. I think we're 1-1 against Yorion today. Maybe 1-2. Although losses against Yorion usually feel like they count for 2 losses, because it's just like so demoralizing. I'm trying to see if I can rent the Boros deck, so it looks like I can. I think I might be down also to try Blossoming Calm over Firewalker. Just get that rented real quick. One's got some Naya lands over here. I think I'm going to just fetch a Swamp, cast a Tarmogoyf. Do I go up to all 4 Raymond App? Yeah, I would play all 4. And go up a land since I switched Bowman out for Eidolon. Yeah, if you could get your hands on Eidolon, I would recommend staying at 17. I think with no fetch lands, you'll be pretty easily wanting to play the full 4 Ramming Nap and then like the budget mono red deck. Yeah, looks great. Looks great. But with the full 4 Ramming Nap. Okay. Fun Raveler. Grist Tribal. Less likely to mill over a Grist now. Would Fiend... I'm kind of low on Fiend Artisan. You could play it. Nobody. I wouldn't stop you, but... it's also probably true there's probably not too many other, like, 2-drops to consider. Hey, Evan, how's it going? I don't think I'll be able to get the cards this weekend for. I will for future events. Awesome. Yeah, it's kind of the last notice to get all those obscure cards. The 4th Grist! It's crazy we didn't get to mill over any of these. Also, Omnath, why are we... The main deck Magus of the Moons are just so tilting, I don't know. The main deck Magus of the Moons are just crazy. Thankfully, I just randomly have Forest Swamp here. Yeah, 4-color moment, huh? Just an average 4-color moment. Do you think Urza Saga Experimental Synthesizer can fit into Rakdos Sacrifice? So I have plenty of Rakdos Anvil decks that have played like Saga, not Saga. I spent a lot of time messing around there. I mean I've got like a million Sacrifice decks. Some that play Synthesizer, some that don't. I got all the decks, I guess. I think right now this is counting for Grist instead of Goyf. I think it only counts one thing at a time. Wrenn and Six, huh? Picking up a Misty Rainforest. So I think I'm just going to send my Tarmogoyf and my opponents to Fairy Time Raveler. See how they react. They chump block with the Magus. Interesting. So, what are we doing here? I kind of feel like I can't let them untap with Risen Reef. So I think I go kill Reef, kill Teferi Time Raveler, and then unearth the Endurance. And then if they ping my Grist, I just have, you know, a million more Grists. So yeah, I have Creature, Instant, Land, Planeswalker, which are all the types my opponent has too. So I don't think I'm... So I should be able to Endurance their yard and make their Wrenn and Six marginally worse. I think they have... We know they have a fetch land in their hand though. Weird game. Oh, bigger now because of the Unearth. Then if we draw any land in the deck, I guess Copperline Gorge is tapped, but any untapped land lets us Grist. I hate Omnath. It's like the card Omnath itself is I think my least favorite of the bunch to play against. Old Grist, play Grist. I mean, Old Grist is just -4 life there. I don't think the Old Grist does enough. It's a pretty sick turn. Nauseating turn for my opponent. So I can play Kroxa, Tarmogoyf, get them down a card. Also play one of my Grists. I think that this is better so that I can potentially minus the Grist next turn. Sacking Insect Token instead of Endurance. If they attack with Omnath, I can double block. But they also have Yorion this turn. Brutal. Immediately pings the token. I guess I probably should have figured that they would do this. Is my line still the same? Maybe it should have been Tarmogoyf, Kroxa. But here they can just they get to Yorion. They're at 20 life. It's a good game too. Just good game too, I guess. Okay, so I'm gonna cut the endurances for 2 Thoughtseize. What I did earlier. I'm gonna click submit and hope for the best. Why don't ever play Blink? Well, I'm mostly trying to focus on this channel on trying new things, trying to innovate, try to brew. Not always able to successfully do so, but I would get incredibly bored if this channel ever turned into Spike just plays, you know, tier 1 deck of choice for the day. And I really would like to avoid that for as long as I can. But also, you know, I kind of agree with Canister's point that like 4-color Omnath is obviously really good against like these fair strategies, which is a huge chunk of what I like to play. But like while it's very good against these fair strategies, it does have a lot of weaknesses in the format and in the metagame. Then I don't even really feel like it's like that good of a choice to play. But it is, you know, it is very good against a lot of the decks that I like to play for sure. I'm down to Bolt. Gonna grow the Goyf. Get Goyf. Actually, it's still in Bolt range, but I'm down. We know they have Wrenn and Six. Definitely hoping that they don't get a basic here, but they can because they have Oath of Nissa. The weaknesses of 4-color. Usually linear decks are very good against 4-color. Decks like Tron, decks like Valakut Titan, Food, Burn, Wilderness Reclamation. All of these decks are decks that beat up on 4-color. Peppermint with the 7 months. Living into, yeah. But, like, to be honest, it's like, it's most decks. You know, Canister had a good article recently where he called it random decks. I think that's, you know, like a good way to think of it, because there's always, like, the tier 1 of the Modern and then a lot of random stuff. But yeah, Omnath has a lot of unfavorable matchups. Yeah, Reanimator Belcher I tend to like against Omnath too. You know, I say this a lot too. You know, it's not like this record is the end all be all or anything, but I am I am 15-0 with Esper Food against 4-color Omnath. Not that I think, again, I've definitely gotten lucky and I've had opponents run well, not know how to play against the deck, but I am 15-0 against it. Burn is a good matchup as long as they don't draw Omnath. Well, they have to have like Omnath on the play plus a lot of removal. You know what I mean? Like, it's usually not just Omnath. So just abandon Fair Magic. Yeah. Yep. I don't know. Like, this is kind of the thing too. It's like, I don't know what players expect. Like, Omnath is it is just a pile of 2-for-1s. Is the whole deck. It's a pile of 2-for-1s, and this deck exists in the format to beat up on the other fair control mid-range decks. Like, this is the deck that outgrinds the other mid-range decks and sacrifices equity in other matchups. That is like the entirety of this deck's like metagame share, the entirety of like what this deck tries to do. And it just, I don't know. It feels like players are like, I've tried everything. I've tried Jund mid-range. I've tried everything to beat the 4-color Omnath deck. Okay, so if I sack the Fulminator Mage, my Goyf becomes 5/6, and they don't have a good block against it. You know what I mean? It's like yes, the Omnath deck is going to be favored against all of the fair decks, and it's, you know, and then your other fair decks are better against the more linear strategies. And like it's also like okay to play the other fair decks, by the way. Like, people would say that this take is so common online. This take is so common online that there's no reason to play any other mid-range deck besides Omnath. But the reality is, like, Jund, Rakdos, Grixis Shadow, Murktide, these decks are all like good against Omnath's bad matchups, the more linear strategies. And you will also beat Omnath some percentage of the time. You will lose to it more than you will beat it, but that's just how matchup spreads work, you know? It's just how matchup spreads work. Could have played Fulminator Mage, Unearth Fulminator Mage. I think I like to cycle instead. I don't think people like being told play something else, especially in paper. I guess maybe there's like a communication breakdown to some extent too, where like, I'm not saying you have to play something else. I'm saying if you want to have a good Omnath matchup, you can't expect to play Murktide and Jund forever and just magically one day have a good Omnath matchup. It's not going to happen, because like this is the deck that prays against you. Literally every single deck in every single format has bad matchups and has good matchups. I just don't know why we have to say this every single day, you know? Omnath is your bad matchup, and like you can play a different archetype. You can make some metagame choices to hedge against it. In fact, I don't know why no mid-range player plays Rakdos. Like, Rakdos is rough. Of all the Ragavan fair decks, Rakdos is by far the best against Omnath. The matchup is even, I think, kind of close. Although Omnath is definitely, I think, overall favored by a little bit. It's just like, but people just play like Jund and like blue-white control, and like blue-white control with Yorion is way better against Omnath too, but people don't play that instead. They just want to complain. I'm expressing why people get mad. I guess, but sure. I understand. I understand the deck is really frustrating to play against. I get frustrated playing against it. I think it's like it's not fun to play against. I'm on board, but what do you want me to do about it? Top deck of Coco, I guess. Coco, Kroxa, Tarmogoyf. This force has been definitely getting me. So at 2 life, it's kind of hard for them to Yori on here. They have to have a basic. They get a Solitude. It's kind of interesting. Solitude, pitching Ephemerate. Exiling my Tarmogoyf. If they're doing this so they can attack with Endurance, I feel like that's a bit weird against the Ragavan deck. Okay, they decide not to do so. I don't know why they main phase that. So I can't ping, but I can Wrenn and Six fetch land, cast Fulminator Mage. Wasn't there like no 4-color last big tournament you went to? Yeah, there wasn't. And also, I think that 4-color is starting to fall out of favor on Magic Online too because the metagame is adjusting to it. Although maybe it's partially due to the All Access token expiring. I don't know. At the very least, I think that they're... We have like the same kind of circular arguments. Oh, dude, Ephemerate their Endurance, get rid of Kroxa. So brutal. But we have a lot of the same, I feel like, circular arguments about the Omnath deck, and I feel like there's like a lot of arguments that I think are inaccurate or whatever, and I also just feel like I give the same answers over and over again, but I feel like people don't want to hear it sometimes. Opinion, what's the best against Murktide besides 4-color? Blue-White Control would be my pick for the best deck against Murktide besides 4-color. I think it's starting to favor because 4-color decks are starting to uptide through Mirror and losing equity elsewhere. Yeah, I agree with that too. Want to destroy their planes already? Well, this is twitch.tv/aspiringspike, where you can come in here and have Spike read you a Magic card. And today I'll be reading you Fulminator Mage. Fulminator Mage says, sacrifice Fulminator Mage, destroy target non-basic land. And you can only destroy, and these are all basics over here. But it does find Sacred Foundry. I can kill that to keep them off the Yorion potentially. It'd be weird if they don't play it because they're at 1 life. Yeah, holding it doesn't make any sense. Maybe I'll see something that makes it make sense. Like a Unholy Heat would make sense. Okay, I'm gonna take the Omnath and just try to buy as much time as I can to find a Wrenn and Six and ping. Dead Unholy Heat. Now there's Sacred Foundry is untouchable, but I should have like a turn or two to draw Wrenn and Six, or lose, or maybe Coco into something. Do you remember Green-Red Land Destruction like a year ago? Why isn't it viable now? Yeah, Green-Red Land Destruction has historically been a reasonable archetype in Modern. I think it has fallen out of favor in the format for a few different reasons. The biggest one is that Blood Moon is like not a very good card in the format, due to how easy this deck is at just ignoring Blood Moon. That's a huge part of like why Ponza doesn't see a lot of play. Ponza, I think, also has bad matchups against Hammer Time, Living End, Murktide, 3 decks that were not really in the format pre-Image 2 and are now format defining. I also think the archetype is hard to build, but that would be my my reasoning. Wrenn doesn't work. They can pitch Solitudes to save themselves. Oh yeah, you're right. Then I've got to okay, now they don't necessarily have another white card. Copium. I can Seasoned Pyromancer into Coco or something. They also may miss the line. Like, you don't Solitude yourself to gain life that often. Oh yeah, Yaponza also has a really bad Rhinos matchup. That's true. And then like the Mana Elves too, that they used to be really, really popular in the Mana Elves that used to be really popular in Ponza. I think that Mana Dorks in general are not that good. I know I'm playing some here, but I think that Ignoble Hierarch, Birds of Paradise are not nearly as as good as they were pre-image 2 or pre-image 1. My opponent says Grim Flare incoming. It's funny. I'll keep this. I got a 2-drop and a 3-drop. These leagues have been pretty fast too. We're a little over halfway through our 3rd league with 4 hours, 20 minutes into the stream. Opponent was not debating us with the Grim Flare incoming. They have to take Coco or Unearth though, because if they take Tarmogoyf for Fulminator Mage, they get to Unearth that on turn 1. I think it needs to move from a land destruction deck to more mid-range deck land destruction. Oh, you're talking about red black still, yeah. No black mana? Oh, right, no black mana. I don't know how I missed that, but here it is. I think I'll play the Stomping Ground tapped to keep my hand kind of hidden. I did think I had black mana, sorry. So Green-Black Saga, the ultimate hero deck. I picture all of the chatters who come into my stream every single day to complain about 4-color Omnath. Oh, okay, this is a Green-Black Saga. But I do picture all the chatters coming into the chat to complain about the Omnath deck as being Green-Black Grimflayer, Witherbloom Command, Urza Saga Gamers. I've tried everything, Spike. I've tried everything and nothing works. So they needle my Fulminator Mage. So game 1's probably pretty tough. We may concede somewhat quickly and then board into Boseiju, Outland Liberator, Magus of the Moon. I think that'll probably be pretty good. I've tried everything. I've tried John. I've tried Murktide. I've tried Blue-White Control. I've tried Green-Black. I've tried Red-Black. I've tried Grixis. I'm out of options. Out of options to beat the Omnath deck. And I get it. Not everybody likes to play decks that are good against Omnath, but at that point, you just kind of have to be at peace with having a bad matchup. So I don't know how many needles they play. If they play multiple needles main, we're in trouble, but they must have at least 2 main. They must have at least 2. But if this Grist goes unneedled, then we're going to be doing a good job of beating a Ensnaring Bridge with the ultimate. I'm convinced Ground Rift deck can't lose. I'm 14-1 with back-to-back 5-0s. That's really exciting. I'll play some of the deck. I think we should have time for a League of the Boros deck today. But that's actually really hype that you're doing that well with the deck. Ooh. Yeah, I guess we're escaping Kroxa. Yeah, I'm gonna escape. Oh wait, hold on. If I escape Kroxa, I shrink my. Oh wait, I milled over Grist and Kroxa. That's crazy. I just noticed I got the extra 1/1. Although I guess what a bad thing about that is that I can't ultimate the Grist and put all my creatures in the yard. And I'm worried about my opponent going land and Snaring Bridge. If my opponent goes land and Snaring Bridge, then they're going to have 3 cards in their hand. So can I make my Tarmogoyf a 3-power creature to attack through bridge? Land, sorcery, artifact, enchantment. So I can't do that. Just unearth. What am I unearthing? Fulminator, they've got Needle on Fulminator, if that's the question here. And there is currently a Pithy Needle naming Fulminator Mage. I don't think unearthing Kroxa is good either because of Ensnaring Bridge. I don't think it matters at all. So I think I'm just going to pass and keep creatures in my yard for the Grist ultimate. Maybe I should have cycled Unearth first. Found Ragavan. I could still find Ragavan. 2/2 swings through the bridge. I know. Oh, Unearth Fulminator Mage as a 2/2 to swing through the bridge. Yeah, that was the line. Yeah. I'm not sure that's why chat was saying or recommending that I Unearth Fulminator Mage, but that was the line. Although this should be lethal. Probably a good matchup. Played Abzed, now Lancer. What year is it? I mean, modern leagues are still like super diverse overall. I'm here playing, you know, Jun Coco. people like to they like to do new things, have fun. Don't really see too many cards that are bad. I think I'll cut the Goyfs actually. Yeah, I'll cut the Goyfs. Bring in Boseiju, bring in Ouphe, bring in Outland Liberator. Could maybe cut a Grist, could maybe play a Veil Summer or two. Maybe I'll play Veil on the play. This is probably fine. Oh, maybe I do want like one Magus over one Grist. Go do that. Yeah. I think the modern leagues are generally pretty good in practice. Maybe not reported on Twitter and Reddit, but I think the leagues are pretty good at the moment. Cut Unearth for Thoughtseize. I think so. Like they have a lot of ways to mill me, so I think the Unearths, and they also have discard effects, so I think the Unearths are pretty good. I also like, you know, this matchup often gets down to top decks too, so I don't think Thoughtseize is great against Lantern Control usually. What about Red Black Goblins? I think they have a good Murktide matchup, or horrendous 4-color matchup. So I that would be kind of my evaluation of Goblins too. I will say when I was playing a lot of Goblins back there in the trophy race, I was beating 4-color Omnath like a lot more than I was losing to it. Not that means that. I'll keep this against Lantern Control. I'll probably mulligan this in almost every other matchup. Not that necessarily means that much, but that was my evaluation after playing a lot of Goblins back during the last trophy race. That I also thought it would probably have a bad 4-color matchup, but I was winning a lot, and so I don't know. It was probably just better variance on my end. I think you do not have a great matchup there, but it's probably not as bad as you might think. Okay, another Coco on top. This is Jun Sack minus the Sack cards. Yeah, that's kind of the idea again behind the title. Jun good card Coco, because we've played like a lot of Jun Sack with Goblin Bombardment, Bloodghast, those kind of synergies, and the idea is that we are forgoing those synergies for just more individually powerful cards while still getting the, you know, to break the mana synergy with Coco and Unearth and get, you know, put 6 mana worth of cards in play for 4 mana and 3 mana worth of cards in play for 1 mana with Unearth is the idea at play here. Yeah, we did bring in the Ouphe. Yeah, Jun the second. It's funny. Okay. I should probably play a Seasoned Pyromancer, but it has a stop of my draw step. I was a bit worried about surgical extraction. I think I'm discarding. They're shuffling my Magus. That feels super aggressive. I'm gonna discard the Wrenn and Six and the Spyro. Maybe a bit greedy, but they shuffled, so I'm more likely to draw a land. And then if I keep the Seasoned Pyromancer in the hand, I might have to like discard my Collector Companies, which I really don't want to do. Well, I play red and white tomorrow for Canada. I'm gonna play some red and white tonight. That can be for Canada Day. I've got I've got 2 more decks prepped for tomorrow. And then 1 more I need to work on tonight. Red Black Unearth, Ransack the Lab. I don't remember that. It doesn't sound like one of mine, but it does sound cool. Yeah, I am playing tournaments this weekend. I have a paper tournament on Saturday, a Atlanta qualifier. Don't know what I'm playing yet, but I'm gonna play in the tournament. And then, ooh, okay, I did draw an answer to that though. And then on Sunday, there's a modern super qualifier that starts, I think, 9 a.m. my time, and I would definitely like to play that too. Okay, Wooded Foothills, definitely a good pickup here. And a Codex Shredder. Well, I do hate to shuffle Kroxa away, but I do love to Fulminator Mage my opponents. 10k coming up. My options are Rhinos, Living and Hammer. Meta says she looks like MTG Goldfish. Oh, the stupid cage. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Sorry, that was obviously my bad. Damn it. My plan was to blow up the cage and Unearth, and just one of those. Okay, sorry, Chad. I'm sorry. Rhinos, Living in Hammer. I don't know, I maybe play Rhinos. It's like not that much Cascade hate, but there's like decent amount of graveyard hate. Looks like my opponent's casting Prismatic Ending, but why would you ever ending the Liberator here? So it could be good to, especially, so they must have a Prismatic Ending as the last card with them like floating their mana like that. So I could try, and I know they're not going to cast 2 spells next turn because their top card is Urza Saga. So, ooh, Boseiju is pretty interesting too. I think I should just flip the Liberator here, and then if somehow they don't have Prismatic Ending, then we're in really good shape. But if they do have Prismatic Ending, we're still in good shape because we just get to respond to it. Okay. Oh. So let's go. Oh, it also stays nighttime too. It stays nighttime, so if we hit another Outland Liberator off our Coco, although don't love Cocoing over the Boseiju. I think I need to use my mana, but it stays nighttime and I get to attack. Oh boy. Oh boy. And there's a Magus on top. Okay, they can mill the Magus. They can mill the Magus. No, they can't because I have Ouphe. They can't mill the Magus. I have Ouphe. Oh man, let's go. Just game over, dude. I get to go Magus, kill Saga, Frenzy Trespasser, attack, kill Construct. It's over. Punt into the cage, bailed out by the deck. But says stop, already dead. Liberator, Ouphe, Magus, huh? GG's. Yeah, it seemed like a good matchup, huh? Yeah, deck's been performing pretty well today. I'll keep this. So if I put a turn 1 Ragavans me on the play, we can just Unearth Endurance. Okay, maybe kind of a loosey keep on the draw. I'm gonna try it though. Why do Blood Moon effects kill Urza Saga? So it's a bit weird, but I think it's because they lose the Saga chapters, and a Saga without chapters gets destroyed or sacrificed. Is there a list? Yeah, you can always type !deck in the chat to get the list, and then okay, we can always type it in the chat, and then like half the time it works. Thank you, Goblin Guide. Very cool. I'm trying to think if it's better to. Yeah, it's better to do this now because if they have Eidolon, then I don't want to cast the Unearth next turn and take the damage. But I do have to fetch and shock, which is the same as taking the hit from 2 from Goblin Guide. The burn matchup has got to be horrible though, right? Burn matchup's got to be real bad. No Clothis. No way to gain life. But maybe Endurance could still hold the team down. Oh, they have a Lightning Bolt here, it looks like. So if they have a Lightning Bolt, I guess I'd rather keep the Guide in play than the Swift Spear. Could we not have just discarded the hand size? If we discard the hand size, then we don't get to block this turn, right? The saga's final chapter number is the greatest value among chapter abilities it has. The saga somehow has no chapter abilities, its final number is 0, yeah. Read the card. Reading the card explains the card, huh? Ugly laugh. Okay, 4/5 Tarmogoyf. Goyf definitely probably our best card of the matchup. Still at 10 life. Opponent's got 3 cards in the hand though. Ignoble Hierarch on top. I think I'll block the guide this turn. In order for Swift to hit for more, they would have to have double Lightning Bolt. They've already cast 1. Yeah, I think that it would clearly make a lot of sense for Klothys to be our burn hate of choice if we feel like we had room to play some burn hate, which maybe we do. Maybe we do. Dude, you ever coco into 2 Goyfs here? And still have it not be enough. Although I can go Grist minus target itself, right? Oh, I'm probably dead here. Yeah, and still dying. I can Grist minus on itself to make the Goyfs 5 power creatures. Oh wait, I was at 3? Oh sorry, I thought it was at 4 after the crack. Alright, dead anyways. So to cut the Fulminator Mages, I guess we're bringing in Endurance instead. And Outland Liberator. I mean, these Fulminators are just so bad. Yeah, maybe I wasn't supposed to fetch. I was just supposed to play Grist there. Kind of probably not a winning line either way. Yeah, I could definitely see wanting like a couple of Klothyses in the sideboard of the matchup. So yeah, you can maybe play Klothys over why bring Endurance. Fulminator Mage is just so bad that Endurance is at least like a good blocker. Yeah, maybe the Veil of Summer should be Klothys, because like you mostly want these for Grixis Shadow Murktide, and Klothys is like really good against Grixis Shadow, medium good against Murktide, and then also gives you a pretty good equity against Burn. You like Magus? I don't really like Magus against Burn very much. I don't think I would bring it in. I guess I know actually I wouldn't bring it in because I didn't here. Yeah, but maybe Fulminator Mage is what we needed to be in on. I'm not sure either. Magus over Liberator to turn off Charm. Yeah, I think we're probably actually supposed to be on Fulminator Mage. Magus is just so easy to kill, right? Like if their hand has white spells in it, they just kill it. Attack through it. You know what I mean? You can make a better case for Blood Moon. I don't think you can make a great case for Magus of the Moon. Rift Bolt suspended. I think I like getting the Grist down. This is good against Eidolon. How many leagues have you played the deck? I played like 3 leagues off stream. It's my 3rd league on stream. It's been like all like 3-2s, 4-1s so far. It's been going pretty well. At least it's eating the bolt and save your face. Well, sometimes they just can. A lot of the times, even they can just ignore the Magus though. I think we've got a somewhat easy chump block. Another Grist. Grist is always on top of the library. Never. Grist is never. Or sorry, it's always the draw. It's never the mill. Although I guess it was the mill like once or twice today. Abba's a good suggestion. Yeah, Abba's pretty interesting. I agree. Agree. So it has 3 cards in their hand. I'm at 11 life. 4 cards in their hand now. Yeah, I just need way more insects. Dude, I love that We were talking about that earlier. The Magda Grist Insect deck. That deck was just like the coolest ever. Okay. I think I just went max damage here. No jump blockers for you. Easy lethal next turn. There's an insects deck. It wasn't insects, it was changelings, but what would you like there was a really cool one in Legacy that would use Dwarven Recruiter to stack your library with as many changelings as you wanted, and then you would Grist +1. And then Grist would have infinity loyalty, and then you would also get to mill through your deck, and then there was like something good you would put at the end of the stack too. And then there was like a similar version in Modern, but you didn't have access to Dwarven Recruiter, but you did get to play a lot of changelings, so Grist +1s often made a lot of 1/1s. Okay. Yeah, I think that we actually should be on the Fulminator Mage plan and try to just like get our opponent off mana. Although maybe I'm supposed to play extra endurances over Wrenn and Six. That's maybe fine. Winning against Burn would be very nice though. I think we have to mulligan this on the draw. Okay, keep this one. It's not it's not very good, but this is a hand that can just like play Tarmogoyf to buy some time, Coco into Fulminator Mage, Unearth Fulminator Mage, and cheese out a game. What matchups have been difficult? 4-color Omnath is, you know, it's very often you either have a bad Omnath matchup or bad Murktide matchup with Brews. This is not an exception to that. And I guess Burn too. Wapo, the 11 months, appreciate you. It's got 3 cards in their hands. We have a Grist on top. Light Up the Stage. Only going to get them a 1-for-1 here. Light Up the Stage, not a very common card in Burn. Just pop up every once in a while. Yeah, Copperline Gorge, best card of the matchup. Scooge could be good. No, I would play Clothis over Scooge pretty easily. I don't think so. I mean, Scavenging Ooze is a card I haven't been impressed with in Modern for like the longest time too. I can't remember the last time I like had a list and I was like, this is going to be a good Scavenging Ooze deck. Okay, Seasoned Pyromancer. Unearthing Tarmogoyf is pretty enticing. Although if my plan is to Coco into Fulminator Mage, I could save the Unearth. Grist again is a really good if they ever draw Eidolon. They just like don't get to deal any damage with it. So I think I'll play this. I get to fill up my yard too. Or maybe I get to mill over a Fulminator Mage. The real answer is Kitchen Finks. I feel like Clothis is maybe better than Finks. But you could be right. I don't know. I remember back during my like PPTQ, RPTQ grinding days, one of my friends was playing a lot of like Abzan Birthing Pod and and would just but he would just like lose to Burn like every single time. And I remember eventually we were just like, I don't think Kitchen Finks is all that as good as you need it to be in that matchup. I think I'm going to play Tarmogoyf. Pass. I need the Tarmogoyf to not take the hit from the Sanctifier. Love to see my opponent drawing some creatures. And if I unearth the Tarmogoyf, then the Goyf shrinks, so I think I have to leave it in play too. So I'm at 7, stabilized at 7 life, or somewhat stabilized. Well, this was the plan. This was always the plan. Okay, maybe Kroxa, the last card out of their hand. No, they have enough. They just have land. Okay. The problem is like actually ever getting to attack seems seems so difficult to do. I guess my opponent probably has a hard time attacking because I've got a pretty good attacks on the backswing. I do think I should kill the Swift Spear though. Because they don't know about the Ragavan, but if they attack with a Sanctifier, I get to get in with Ragavan. Maybe I hit a Helix, maybe I hit a Burn Spell. Put me down to 5. And then, so if I'm going to... Oh, Eidolon, okay. Okay. This is fine, kind of. Because, yeah, now I can go... Yeah, now I can go Grist, sack here, kill Eidolon. And then I can go dash Ragavan, attack with everything besides Tarmogoyf. And if they block a 1/1, I get to ping, but they probably just trade with the Ragavan. Wonder what you play to shore up the Omnath matchup. You're just a Jund deck. Like, you can't, like, just... There's no magic answer. You know what I mean? Or at least I don't know what it is. There's not something to play to shore up the Omnath matchup. When you play these fair Jund decks, you have a bad Omnath matchup. Because that's entirely what the deck is doing, and the format is preying on you. Left yourself dead to deal 3? No, because I left the Tarmogoyf back to block the Sanctifier, right? But you left 1 blocker versus 2 creatures. No, they block the Ragavan every single time there. They block either Ragavan or Insect every time. Because I'm just like so likely to hit a burn spell off the Ragavan that there's like they either block the Ragavan or block the Insect, I think, every time, right? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I still feel like this is even the best line, even if they do somehow find themselves to let the Ragavan through. And then here I can attack, right? Because if they block the... No, sorry, I miscounted. Even if the burn spell, they don't die. If I had a burn spell, though, I can kill the Goblin Guide, right? I can kill the Goblin Guide. But even if they don't block, right? Even if my opponent doesn't block, I still think this is like the best line for me to take to win at the same time. I think this is a good attack. Well, maybe. I know I can ping. Oh right, yeah, this is a good attack, right? Because if they, yeah, they have to block the season. They have to chump block the Tarmogoyf. Sorry, for whatever reason, I'm thinking that they didn't have to chump block the Tarmogoyf. Helix is a loss. Oh, only Helix into burn spell is a loss. Right? Oh no, the Helix me, they survive and they attack back. Yeah, that is a loss. That's true. Well, this matchup seemed like easily one of our worst, and able to squeak it out somehow. That is back-to-back 4-1s. That's back-to-back 4-1s. So for 3-2, 3-2, 4-1, 4-1. Definitely liking the deck. I do want to play a League of the Boros Lumimancer.